G'day and welcome to the stream. It's another weekend. It's Friday night in places. It's a Saturday morning in places, and we're getting happening here on the Doug Hewson YT channel, or as I like to say, the Doug Hewson YouTube channel, because it just flows. Well, welcome to the stream. It's another stream here. My brain's going blank. That's not a good start, is it? As you might have noticed, the cryptic title of the stream today is, can't even remember. It is subscriber tech Q&A hangout, which is pretty normal, and YouTube video keyword audit. We're gonna, instead of doing normal, like looking at channel impressions, we're going to do something a little bit different today. Same direction, but different focus. So we'll see how that goes a little bit later on. So let's get into the chat and say hi to a few people. Get my screen in the correct spot so I can see. Red Rocket Resells, first one in here today. Welcome. Mod Extraordinaire. Got the Blue Wrench. Foul Fish is in the house, DC Scrap and Roosters in the house, Cafe Fit's in the house. So people are slowly popping in as those alerts are going out. Yes. That's good. I have a moderator, so all is well in the world. So how's everyone's week been? How's your week been since last week? What did we do last week? We just had a general hangout last week, and I think we looked at a few channels as well. Not that this is supposed to be a focus on looking at channels, but we like to have a check out the channels and see what everyone's up to, and help each other with a few tips and tricks and those sorts of things as well. Selena Plays is in the house. Welcome. Well, I'm not long up with this world. Still drinking my morning tea, and I have my bottle of water ready, so we're good. I just had my cereal and hung some washing on the line, so just the usual Saturday morning things for me. And now we're streaming. I scheduled this early. I put the schedule up before I went to bed last night, so that was up about 10 to 12 hours in advance, just in case somebody perused their subscriber list. They could see that I was going to go live at the normal scheduled time. We've got a few more people popping in here. I know it's just the same people talking, saying hi. Selena Plays says hi. Everyone's saying hi. Everyone's getting to know each other and to greet each other for the day, for the stream. And we'll see who else is going to pop in shortly. We'll greet them as they come in. But let's do the thing we like to do at the start of the stream, and let's acknowledge our four most recent subscribers to the channel, which we can see, and the pointing is always good here. Our last four, most recent at the top, is E. Lee White subscribed. I think I saw that come in about 12 or so hours ago, maybe a little bit longer. Afro Samurai Jr. has subscribed. RPM Nexus, who I know from the nickname is Discord server, and Ketchup9895. Some interesting channel names there. They're the most four recent subscribers to the channel in the event list. When we have events during the stream, they're going to pop up in this area here. Little alerts will pop up if we get something special happening. They all pop up in that area as well. Now how's that music in the background? Because last week I just let it play and it all seemed to work okay. And it looks like it just froze up for a second there. Time to change. Let's go to the ticker. Let's go to the ticker. Ticker. And everyone is just greeting each other in the chat still. That's good. I'm just having a look to see if there's any questions. Okay, make sure to drop any tech-related questions in the chat if you've got it, because this is a Q&A. We'll continue to greet people as they come in. Any questions related to chat, turning the thing, and all that sort of stuff, it's all going to happen I didn't. I set everything up in quite a rush this morning. I usually take a little bit more time to turn everything on and double checking stuff, but I just sort of flicked lights on, flicked everything on, opened up OBS, quickly configured the camera really quick. So we'll see how we go. It feels like I've got a little bit more room up here than normal, but that's okay. We will go with that. All right, let's get some things happening in the chat here. Let's see what's happening as I finish my tea. Red Rocket Resource says, I remembered to turn the message on sign on. Yeah, so we've got all the signs turned on light-wise today. We've got this one here, this light box, and this light box. Yeah, I managed to turn everything on, including my monitor here. I remembered to turn that one on this week as well. Everything is on. I've got like a mental checklist that I do now, so hopefully I remember everything. We've got a physical checklist, which is all the lights and stuff, and then we've got our computer checklist, making sure fire up Chrome and Soundflower and OBS, of course. Can't stream without OBS and all those sorts of things. So mental checklist for the win today. Let me finish my last few bits of tea here and we'll get cracked on, because I can see we've got a question already. We'll get right into that in just a second. And is there anything I can drop in here? I'm going to drop this because I don't talk about this too often. I'm going to drop this in the chat just before we get going. That's the link to my website. Basically, it's like it's more of a blog format at the moment. So it has a blog post for all my videos. So if you want an alternative place to check out my videos apart from YouTube, hey, do it on YouTube, but there's also my website. We'll be adding more stuff to that as the channel grows. So I thought I'd drop that in, drop a few little ads in the chat along the way. Now, DC Scrap and Rooster has a question. Doug, my laptop died this week. Any recommendations? Now, I'm assuming it was a Windows laptop, and I'm assuming you're using it for things, amongst other things, video creation. I'd be looking for something that has at least an i7 chip and dedicated graphics, just to help ease the burden of the CPU for video editing and stuff like that. It's a decent hard drive. Ideally, for a hard drive, this is my personal preference. You don't have to do this, but my personal preference when it comes to hard drives is, hey, Pam's in the house. I'll get back to this question. Pam says, hey, I was planning to go to sleep and saw you live. I'm glad you stopped by, Pam, before you hit the sack, as they say. Hit the hay. Welcome. Now back to the hard drives I was talking about. Ideally, you want like a 2 hard drive system, one that's like operating system. Usually in laptops and stuff, you have like an SSD and a standard hard drive. So the SSD would be your operating system, your Windows and programs, because it's usually like 200-300 gigabytes, usually, depending on what model you get, maybe 128, 150. Depending on what model it is. So you dedicate that's your primary drive, and then everything else goes on your secondary drive. So all your data and everything goes on that secondary drive. So it basically makes the system really responsive because it's on an SSD, and then you've still got a decent storage, like at least 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes of standard hard drive space for storing everything else that's non-operating system related or program related. So that's always a nifty thing to look out for optimal running, and a decent amount of RAM, of course. I'd say probably 8 gigabytes of RAM minimum these days is what you're looking at for a computer. So anything that fits in and around those specs, of course, depending on how you use your laptop, then those stats can be less important or more important depending on the use, of course. But when it comes to video editing, I would like to at least have a like, you get away with an i5, but an i7 would be a lot easier, and then the dual hard drive system makes a big difference as well, because it can the operating system can crack on quite quickly because the SSD is really fast. That's my thoughts. I wouldn't recommend any particular brands because brands vary depending on your location. Whether, you know, in the US there's probably quite a lot of choice. Here in Australia we have a fair choice as well. Some of the big names are like your MSIs and your Dell. You got your like your business sort of consumer related ones like your Dells and your Aces and your HPs. What else is out there? Dell, Ace, HP, some more around. Then you got the ones that are sort of in the middle part, which sort of goes between regular laptoping and towards the gaming end and the high end, which is like your MSIs and your Asus and your who does Republic of Gaming? That's probably Asus. Anyway, there's a bunch of brands there, and you know, when it comes to Windows laptops, it's not so much. It can be the brand, but yeah, you're looking at the specs mainly. So I'd be looking for something. So in that region, that's a very vague answer to that question, because, you know, specifics come down to what you want to use it for, and also your budget. Budget's always a big thing too. You know, how much do you want to spend? You know, people don't want, a lot of times people don't want to spend more than they have to. So that's always a factor as well. All right, let's get back into the chat here. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Selena and Pam saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. Lovely, lovely. That's awesome. All right, drop your tech questions in there a little bit longer, and then we might. I don't mind going into the other portions of the program early if there's not too many questions. It's not too difficult to. We're going to be looking at. We'll be looking at maybe one or a few channels maybe, and then also if somebody has a video that they want to maybe revisit their metadata, their SEO, their tags, that sort of thing, we might do like a little exploration using a couple of different tools that we've got. Well, one in particular, which we'll be looking at today, and I think I alluded to it in the description, and that's some of the Morningfame tools, which is we're going to look at the review tool, use the review tool to look at your channel, and then we'll go from that, transition in to the keyword tool if we want to revisit a particular video on that channel. And we'll be looking at it because they've just done a nifty update with the Morningfame tool, where if someone like me or someone's like looking at somebody's channel and want to help them with some SEO things, they can actually pull up that video as if you're that channel, instead of it being all the stats because I'm logged in under my channel. So instead of seeing stats if it was my video, you'll be seeing stats as if it was your video. So the rankings and everything you see would be customized to the channel that you're looking at the video for. So that could be pretty nifty. Particularly for people like me who are looking at other people's channels. Yeah, DC Scrap Marissa said that her laptop that died was an i7, 16 gigabytes, a Kronos series, lasted 7 years. That's pretty solid. 7 years is pretty good for a computer these days. Actually, my computer here which is my MacBook Air, which I'm running now, we're up to 6 years, so and it's handling everything quite well, still going on strong, so I'm happy with that. So if you can get something that lasts that long, then you're doing well. 7 years is probably I think the outer limit, because I'm even thinking about what my next computer is going to be. So that's something definitely to consider when your computers get to that age, that they're not going to last forever. You know, they'll probably keep going, but you know, with new programs, new technology, then they're not going to run quite as fast as they did when they were brand new. So it's always good to, you know, if you hit that sort of time frame of your computer, start thinking about what you're going to replace it with. Not that you have to rush, because you don't have to rush if it's still working for you. All right. Does anybody? Let's get right into it. Two of the things that we're going to do before we get into looking at a channel or a channel and videos, of course, particular videos, people looking at keywords and tags and stuff, and even titles of the video. We want to kick into our usual segment. Let's check that out. Is my Stream Deck working today? Yes, it is. We're going to do a couple of different things here. One thing I don't have open is... don't do that, Doug. And we're going to look at that little segment, and I'll do it real quick, that we call What's in My Sub Feed. And we quickly transition to... I think there was a sound effect there. Applause. Yes. Now this is my sub feed. So let's go to the sub feed right now. That's me. I'm live. I got 9 watching. There we go. Welcome to all the 9 watching right now. Okay, let's have a quick look at what's in the sub feed. There's a couple of things I want to highlight in here today which are interesting. Working across, let's grab the pen, of course. Okay, here we go. First thing today, Savage Scientist is, it looks like he did a recent stream there. Looks like he had problems because he had 2 streams going there. Not sure what happened there. He's one of my subscribers. He's in there. Here we go. D. Nimmin has put out a video, a TubeBuddy on Android and or iOS tutorial on how to use TubeBuddy. That has just been released overnight, which is the new TubeBuddy app for Android. So if you've got an Android device, you can now download the TubeBuddy app. Now, if you're not already a TubeBuddy user, then you can use my TubeBuddy link to actually go and get a TubeBuddy account. There it is in the chat. But if you have an iOS device or an Android device, you can now download the TubeBuddy app and use it on your mobile devices. So if you haven't yet used TubeBuddy because you don't have a computer and you only have a mobile device, this is an opportunity for you to get in and download that, whether it's iOS or Android. So they're both in the particular stores right now. So that's an interesting thing I'd like to point out. And there's also TubeBuddy's announcement for that as well. Let me just jump past that. TubeBuddy's just announced that that's available on Android as well. So everyone's been hanging out for that. All the Android users out there have been asking in streams everywhere, when is it available? Well, the answer is it's available right now. So that's the news of the day for everybody out there, particularly if you're on an Android device. Brian G. Johnson did a live stream, which surprised me because I know he's away in San Diego at the moment. So he did a live stream from San Diego, which I was asleep for, so I'll be checking that one out later. Mike Russell's always good. He's got a microphone review, so that's interesting. If you're into audio, if you're an audiophile, particularly the creation of audio, Mike Russell is for you. Dr. Sten's always dropping some knowledge. He's got a keto hot chocolate recipe for everyone. That's a little bit different. So if you're into keto and you don't want to give up your hot chocolate, that's probably a good one for you. Not too much more, but I would like to point out one of our mods, Beanie Draws, released 11 hours ago his latest video, which is his drawing of the Thanosaurus. A little bit of an Infinity War, Jurassic World mashup there. So what if Thanosaurus was a T-Rex? So that's pretty cool. So if you're into art and you're into what Beanie Draws does, then there you go. And for good measure, because we're mentioning people who are friends of the stream, friends of the channel, Rodney put out a video here, Secret Search Volume Tool for YouTube. And that came about 17 hours ago, so it was nearly a day ago. So that's some of the things in my sub feed today, so we'll transition back and there we go. We're back on. Yes, good. Good. We're away from that now. I have to turn that marker tool off so I don't start drawing on websites everywhere. So yeah. So the big news out of all that subscriber feed was TubeBuddy for Android. All you Android users rejoice. That's great. All right. Yeah, Joe's fantastic. Joe has been streaming from Vegas. I noticed that. I did catch one of the first ones, and it was somewhere on the Strip. It did look familiar because I have been to Vegas myself, so it did look somewhat familiar. So somewhere I've probably been. He was like across the road from one of the, well, you can be anywhere on the Strip and be across the road from one of the world famous resorts or hotels or casinos. So, but he was across the road from one of them. So yeah, catch up with his. If you want to catch up with what he's doing, he's also been putting out his documentary series on where is it? Face Melting Metal, episode 3 is his recent one. So he's got a bit of a band documentary sort of series going on at the moment on his channel, as well as his live streaming from Vegas. So yeah, that's always fun. Now the next thing we're going to look at, and I want to get straight into this because this is always good, is today we're going to look at, I'm not going to get people to sign up for anything for looking at channels, and I'm not going to do standard, like a standard channel review, although I will pull the channel up, of course, so we get some context to what we're talking about. But what I want to do is somebody wants to volunteer their channel, somebody who's got a video they'd like to maybe revisit the tags and titles and the metadata for. So if you're someone like that, then put your hand up in the chat. We might check that out. I'll have to pull up your channel and load it into our Morningfame channel review tool, and then we'll transition from that into the keyword part of that as well. So we'll see what Morningfame has to say for your particular channel and that particular video that we want to go and check out, and then we'll we maybe redo your tags for you. Does anybody want to volunteer their video in the channel for such an endeavor? If you're in the chat, I'll let you put your hand up. I'll let you volunteer. Otherwise, I have a sample channel that I can pull up, but I haven't picked a particular video from that. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to sip my water and wait for some responses in the chat. We'll see what happens. I was hoping Rodney would be in the chat. He might pop by a little bit later because he's used some of these tools before, and he can help me out if I get stuck with some of these tools. I shouldn't do, but oh, Pam, DC Scrap and Rooster. There's a few hands going up here. We might check out Pam first because at some point she'll probably want to go to bed. So I might pull Pam up first. Let me just get some preparation going on here. What we need to do is I need to open the channel. I need to get the channel loaded into Morningfame. Let that do its thing. First of all, we'll go over and look at the channel itself. Let's go to the Chrome view right now. Here we go. This is Pam's channel. Is that audio should be muted by the looks of things, according to the tab there. Mobile Cats is in the house. Welcome, Mobile Cats. I saw this is your first comment there. Tags are always hard part setting up a video to be posted. Yeah, tags can be a challenge for a lot of people. I just sort of hand it all. I try and think it through, but I also like to hand it over to some of the tools to help me out. But you know, the tools are only as good as the information you put in as well. So it's a bit of a balance. So we've got Pam's channel up here, and we can see, I'm going to pull up my marker tool because it's what I do. Crafting your career, creative marketing and artistic inspiration, videos every week. So this is a craft, crafting your career. So this is all about crafts and turning it into a career. Because crafts, when you make things by hand, it's something that people want, something that people willing to pay for. Whether you're talking about drawing or painting, where it's a work of art, or whether you're creating something that's creative and practical as well, like jewelry, for example. Different crafts and areas that can be very marketable. So this is Pam's channel, and she's got everything. Everything is looking good in regards to consistent thumbnails and things like that we would normally look at. And you can see playlists with descriptions, powering through there. So we can see Pam's got some solid things there. So let us jump on over to the Morningfame tool, because that should be, here we go. This is the Morningfame review tool. So this is, first of all, this first page is basically an overview of Pam's channel according to Morningfame. It's analysed the channel and given us some interesting statistics. So the first thing I need to do is, again, activate this pen. There's got to be an easy way to activate this pen. So this shows you a lot of interesting things about upload when videos are getting posted. It says you average 3 to 4 videos a week, which is pretty solid, and you can see you post a lot around this time. I think this time is these times are my time zone, because it says UTC plus 10, so that's my time zone. So I won't harp on that too much, because the time zone numbers will be a little bit irrelevant. But if you converted those times, you can see there's a very consistent upload sort of schedule there and there. And obviously they adjust depending on the time zone. Pam has 410 videos on her channel, and what we're going to do is jump over. Yeah, this is the thing. I've got to keep jumping back and forth. This is the portion where we look at the thumbnails. I should go to the black view, because I'm using the black view on my YouTube, and a lot of people are these days. So the first thing it asks is, do the thumbnails have a consistent look? And we can see that there is some consistency there indeed. Pam is in all the photos, so that's her branding, is herself, of course. And we're using a very consistent set of fonts and colors there when it comes to the text, and they all seem to complement each other. And you've got interesting, lovely background as well, which is, I think, is part of your set, if I recall, Pam. That's pretty good. Do the thumbnails work when they're very small? So this is an interesting one. Now this is obviously varies on depending on what screen you're looking at this screen on, in addition to the sizes that they're going to come up as. But on my computer here, I'm on an 11-inch screen, so this biggest one here, I need the pen again. This biggest one here is sort of it's definitely larger than what appears on my mobile. My mobile phone is probably similar to that one there. Now there's no text, so there's no issue on some of these with text and being able to read it, but even this one here does have text. I can read that, so that's a big tick in regards to displaying thumbnails. So thumbnails are going along, and this is a little comparison with people in your niche, and looks like not many people in your niche is upping their thumbnail game. So yours is clearly the winner out of the 6 that is displayed there. Definitely beats these hands down. Most of these appear to be screenshots, apart from this one. It's got some text on it, which may still be a screenshot actually. So yeah, interesting. We don't want to harp on the thumbnails too long. Let's jump back to, I need the control, yes. ranking. So this is basically giving us the last few videos on Pam's channel. So this is this one here, how to needle felt a cat, the small cat armature, and you can see here it's already giving us some information about ranking. So you already ranked number 1 on how to needle felt a cat armature, which is still a variation. It's not the exact title. How to needle felt a cat. Even how to needle felt a cat, you're 8th, which is good. You're on the front page. Needle felted cat armature, 4th. So you're getting some good rankings there for some of the main keyword phrases based around your channel there. Pam says filters don't really do good YouTube practices. Well, the thing is, what they don't do is, for them, is helps you set yourself apart from the rest. So that's, you know, put yourself ahead of the game, and this is why you're definitely ranking for some of these, and even on the first page on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things. Search term. Okay, that's just your channel searches. Yeah, they put them at the bottom. Okay, let's have a look at the next video. That's how to needle felt animals. So this looks like it's in a series, of course. Needle felt series. Here, felt eyelids is 5th. You rank 8th for your name, of course, which is not the keyword. So that one's not quite as good. Not as many ranking keyword phrases as the first video that we looked at. These ones here have some ranking, but they're further down and they're not on the first page. So 23rd, 27th, 46th. Stop highlighting. So yeah, it means you don't have to work quite as hard because you've got less serious competition in regards to, like, the fact that they're posting videos, but the fact that you're putting in place best practices puts you ahead of the game. Sort of, that's your head start just from doing best practices. Let's go down here. Better photos. How to take better photos for Etsy. So we're looking. This is more in the Etsy space now rather than the craft space there for the needlecraft that we're looking at. You're ranking 11th to 24th for these 6 here, so that's not too bad. And I think all bar 1 are on the first page, because I think there's 20. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it defaults to 20 on the page on the YouTube search. So that, yes, it's interesting. I don't know how far down this goes, but in the next video, needle felt a human. You got 2nd for the ballet dancer, 9th for ballerina tutorial, and so forth. So yeah, there's so you're definitely already in the ballpark there when it comes to the keyword and search terms and tags, of course, is the word I'm looking for. Now, Pam, any of these particular videos you want to niche down on? Do we want to maybe revisit any of these recent ones, or do you have a different one? Oh, wait till you answer that. I'm just going to pull up the strategy page. We can look at that while you're responding there. It says these are the videos these should create more of, because these are the ones that are giving you A's in views and engagement. Now, what does show more mean? It gives you more. So these are the ones that are doing well for you, which are all in that. They're all in that same sort of area. So either the Etsy related and selling on Etsy, or they're the needle felt stuff and the actual making specific pieces. So they're all doing good for you, and I think that seems to be what most of your channel's about anyway. So so you're always trying to hit videos in those areas. So it's just a matter of which ones are going to resonate with the viewers most, I think. Now let's have a look at the chat here. Okay, we're just waiting on. There's some interesting. Mobile Cat says, now I've got 6 months of TubeBuddy, I can get better tags. Yeah, TubeBuddy's a good tool for tags, definitely. The Are Your Sales Down one at the top of that page would be good. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, that's going to take me to YouTube. How do I bring that up in the Morningfame tool? That's what I've got to figure out. This is the bit that I don't know. Are your Etsy sales down 2018? Let's... Actually, how long ago was that? 2 months ago. For me to get to the keyword tool, I need to come in from this page. How do I get it to throw in this page? I've got it over here. No, I don't. It's this one. No, I don't. I closed it. Copy link. Let's do it this way. Nico, I need to be able to... Might have to put this in as a feature request, because Nico got me onto this yesterday, so that's why I'm looking at it today. That I can go into the keyword tool from some of these videos here, but this only shows me the last 4 videos. So if I want to look at an older video, then I don't know if I can. Oh, let's just go to the keyword tool. I can get to the keyword tool. That's all I need to do. We'll open a new page. All right, I know what I'm doing now. 30-day reviews is in the house. Visual Snaps has also joined us. Welcome. Visual Snaps, when I saw your banner, I thought that your channel was about making a career for yourself. I got really confused. Yeah, it says, let's go have a look at that real quick. Crafting your career. Yeah, it's because it's a play on words, because it's a craft. It's a career in crafting. Crafting your career. It's a bit of a play on words. So yeah, if you're not on the ball with that, it could go over your head for a few seconds until you think it through. So yeah, I get that. Okay, let's have a look now what that search term was. Let's go back to that video. Are your Etsy sales down in 2018? Now, what was the full video? I'm going to pull up the full video here when it loads, of course. Some weird looking dudes trying to promote Wix. Okay. My TubeBuddy tool. Because I'm in Chrome, I don't have my TubeBuddy extension installed, but that's fine. Because I don't need TubeBuddy, I'm using Morningfame. I was just going to look at some information that TubeBuddy might say. Okay, we've got, are your Etsy sales down in 2018? Is Etsy dying? So I'm assuming you're trying to rank for that phrase there. Are your Etsy sales down in 2018? If there's a different phrase that you were trying to rank for, Pam, just let me know in the chat and we'll have a look at that as well. I'm gonna start with what we've got, because that's the title of the video at the moment, just that first part. And you can see this is searching using your account. So these are... Okay, and that red cross there, let me get my marker pen again. That red cross there means that that's not a term that's being searched. So you know, that's where you got to make the choice. Do I want to go with a term that's not really being searched for, or do I want to? Are your Etsy sales down 2018? So it's not being searched for. Let's see what it gives us. Obviously, it's saying that which is interesting when you're using your own a video that you've already got out. It's listing. Yours is the one with the best match, but it just depends on. Are people searching for that? And because of this red cross here, it's saying that it's not something that YouTube's flagged as something that people are searching for. So let's see what others we got in here. 10 ways to get more sales. Etsy sales down. So yeah, because you're obviously addressing a specific specific information about whether Etsy's still performing for people in 2018. it might not. The reason why it might not be something people are searching for is because maybe people aren't giving it that thought. Anybody who's using Etsy might be not getting to the point where they cross the thing about thinking about, oh, my sales are down, and will I go and search out some information about that, see if anybody's experiencing the same thing, so they're not going to a Google search or a YouTube search and typing that in necessarily. So yeah, this one can be a challenge, but let's work with it. Let's work with it, because it says that we can still get an A for relevance, which is interesting. But as you say, as the thing is, if it's not a searchable tool, that's not. It may not necessarily help generate a lot of views, or because there's not going to be as many search results or people trying to search for it. So therefore, less people looking for that means less people actually ending up clicking on the video. Let me turn this tool off again. This writing tool is always fun. I'm just going to try it without the 2018. I just want to see. And that's also, that's interesting that basing it on just that gets you a higher ranking in these other ones over here. So you're getting an A for subscribers, are saying that your subscribers are going to be into that. E for views, C for comments, but they were all, I think, D's before. So taking off the in 2018 has actually improved it. So let me have a look. It was Etsy sales 2018 and Etsy sales down. Let's see. Let's just try some variations. Etsy sales. Etsy sales suddenly stopped as being searched. Etsy sales down. Etsy sales down is actually a search term. Green, we've got a green tick in 23. That's a lower number in the scale, but it's at least being searched. Etsy sales down. And then there's Etsy sales down 2018. I think because we added those extra words in the front there with the "Are your Etsy sales down?" or whatever we had, is A, E, and E. So that's not too bad as well. That's 19. So adding 2018 actually brings it down, because not everybody. Some people are searching. Some people have searched April 2018. I think that number is going to be lower. Oh, not much lower. So there's some interesting search terms. I think that when Etsy sales down was 23. I think that was. Was there any other variances that we could be looked at? Suddenly stopped is a bit drastic. I don't know. That's going to be directly related to the video for that one. Seraphim 190 is in the house. Welcome. I'm diving down into this. Sometimes I need to remember just to glance up at the chat every now and then. Etsy sales down. Yeah, Etsy sales down seems to be something that could be searchable. Suddenly stop is drastic, but you might want to use that as a tag rather than the something that we're trying to rank for. Etsy sales down. Etsy sales is probably good, but it's probably too general or too short. It's a 34, but it's not a specific. It's not as niched as Etsy sales down, but obviously that'd probably be a good search term as well. I could start with Etsy sales down. I think adding the extra information makes it non-searchable, which is probably what you don't want. Because when it's something people aren't searching for, then let's go with this one. I'm going to go with this one. I'm choosing to go with this one because this gives us an A, an E, and a C, which is better than D's. And then obviously you can add. Actually, I won't bother trying to capitalise. That's just me. That's just my OCD part of me. That little OCD part of me that wants to make sure everything's capital and punctuated properly. Let's have a look. Okay, with the if you haven't seen the Morningfame keyword tool before, basically, when you sort of figure out what your target search term is going to be, and you come to this last step here, this is where you start to narrow down and get that relevance rank as high as you can, because relevance is what everything's sorted by on YouTube search. So if you find something that's searchable, and then you can get your relevance up as high as possible, then you're more likely to rank at the top for some of the keywords. And we can add some stuff to that title, obviously, to fill it out, like Pam had on her on the original video. Wrong tab. Are your Etsy sales down 2018? Is Etsy dying? That could have been something we could have searched for too. Is Etsy dying? Not sure how that would have gone. Wrong Morningfame tab. All right, let's have a look. And obviously, you need the phrase Etsy sales down in the description. You can go, we'll just do something real simple here. Etsy sales down in 2018. That's already goes 15 out of 20% there. We just need to add some more. Oh, you know why? Because I spelled Etsy wrong. Yeah, 20 out of 20. So even just putting that, if you start your description off with that, it's got the exact keyword phrase in there. So that gives you the full 20% out of 20% for the description. So then whatever you add after that's just part of the normal description fill. If you repeat some of the words in that tag. Now at the moment the title is 40 out of 40 because it's the exact title. If I start adding some extra stuff, your 2018 sales down question mark. It's still 36% out of 40, so which is still fine. We're already up to a B and we haven't started tags yet. We're up to like 80%. So it's already populated some tags here. What I like to do is I like to get rid of anything with it. This is personally how I do it. I get rid of all the ones that don't have a green tick because they're not being searched for, and then I'll start by putting in the exact term and then looking at all the matches. So these are going to get me some solid search points. So we can go, we definitely want that one, we want that one, we want that one. Just clicking on them adds them to the tags, and I've already hit 40 out of 40, which is giving you a relevance rank of A, and 96%, which is pretty solid just by adding those. And obviously now I can just fill out any other relevant tags and to get me close to my tag limit, because it's only 259 out of 500 characters there at the moment. So even just by doing that, we've got some all the searchable ranking keywords that match or have an exact match. That's why they rank so high, is because they have the exact match of what we're the keyword search, which is Etsy sales down. So we can do variations. We can look for variations on that. Etsy figures. Is that a searchable term? No. If it doesn't come down with like a pull down menu like that, then it's something that's not being searched. If all that list disappears, it's a bit like searching in the actual YouTube search, where it auto fills and gives you options. If the options disappear, it means that nobody's searching for that. Okay, there's people answering questions. DC Scrap and Rooster has to run. You can still check out my mess, or next time. Take care. DC Scrap and Rooster, not a problem. If I get a chance, we'll at least go and look at your channel. Maybe not a specific video, but we'll check out the channel and run that through the channel review tool and see what happens. I'm going to grab that now because we'll do that next, because you were next on my list anyway. So I'm going to pull that up so I can get the, let that load in the background. Now back to this real quick. There's some the main Etsy options that come up are those. None of them are really in the ballpark of the topic of the video, which is of course not that one. this one. Etsy sales down 2018. Is Etsy dying? Back to the tool. Is Etsy safe to buy from? Safe, free? Is Etsy dying? Well, that is something somebody has searched for, so let's add that in. Some of these other ones, are they relevant? That's the thing you'd have to check as well, Pam, is Etsy traffic, Etsy SEO, whether or not they're actually it's merch by Amazon relevant to the video. It's possibly not. It's got a 0 on it anyway. Selling online is definitely relevant. So there's a few different things there. My problem is just now is I'm kind of already ranking for all the easy stuff, but it's not big enough for the big searches. Yeah, like you've still got some solid. Let's go back over to here. Like it's still got some solid. Like I can't see the extra stats on this particular video from the Morningfame side just because of it's in the preview and it's not showing me in the ranking portion. And if I had TubeBuddy installed for Chrome, I could actually have a look at the TubeBuddy side, but I don't have it installed, so that's something I'm going to have to sort out for next time, because I use TubeBuddy in Safari, so I have my plugin in Safari set up, but yeah. So that's basically the idea of how to use the tool anyway. If anybody hasn't seen that tool before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that. I'm going to save the work that I've done there. I've added it to the notes here. Just in the process of saving, so I can actually have that. I can actually pull everything that we've done there back up. Yeah, because the thing we did, Pam, was we put in the we use this term which is completely different to this term. So I am interested to see what the rankings like on that particular video. I need TubeBuddy to do that, so that might be something I might need to look at a different time. But that's basically a demonstration, at least, on how to use the keyword tool portion. Now, the other announcement that came out overnight as well from Morningfame was that they've actually the keyword search part is now out of trial, out of the beta, and now part of the actual Morningfame package. So when you sign up for Morningfame, you don't have to ask to get added into the keyword research tool beta. It should be included now. So that's the other big bonus with Morningfame. So when you sign up for a Morningfame, you get your 1 month free trial. There's Morningfame. I'm going to plug that in the chat there. So with Morningfame, you get the tool where it gives you all your overview of your channel. It looks different to the channel review tool I've used here. It actually looks like let me just go and pull that up real quick. It actually looks slightly different. It's a different tool again, which is this one here. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. It's going to load up here. Yeah, so you can see that you can quite quickly. Now this is obviously for my channel. The Morningfame tool is, and I've put the link to an invite code. You can get a free month with that invite code, and then after that it's something like $5 a month. You can pay for it yearly, which is what I've done. And basically it gives me, shows me a lot of information. It's like I call it like a YouTube coach. It's like a virtual YouTube coach. It tells you everything about your channel. Is things ticking up, things ticking down? Is it getting stagnant? Are you gaining traction on your channel? What it does, it sends you a weekly summary email once a week. I get mine on a Tuesday, so it might be on a Monday or Tuesday for most people. It gives me a traction, or it might be related to when you sign up as well. But once a week, it gives you like an overview of where your channel's at, like a snapshot for that week. And then also what it does is every time you post a video, 24 hours after that video, it sends you an email with a snapshot of how that one video is doing. So it tells you how you're going for views, engagement, watch time. So here I've got says my channel's ticking upwards. This is something that is telling me this is just like a summary. I've got a trending upwards, so I've got a green tick, which means yes. My views are trending upwards, so that's good. My watch time's trending upwards, that's great. Engagement is a gold medal, so it means it's really good. My engagement rate, it's really odd because engagement's gold medal, but the engagement rate is 41% on average. So it means that some videos get more engagement than others. But basically what it's comparing is the last 10 videos that I posted versus the previous 10 videos. So every time every week, it's accounting for the latest videos that you've posted and then comparing it to some older videos that you've posted. And gain subscribers, which means the subscribers are ticking up. So this is just generally the Morningfame tool, and then you can look at some of your recent videos. That gives you some information there. This is my live stream from last week. So you see different information because of being a live stream, being a long form content. Then well, it made my channel grow, so I got a green tick, and average watch time is good. Watch time for video for live streams is pretty good because people are coming in and out, and then the people are sticking around and watching it for quite a long time, depending on how long your live stream is, of course. So obviously the number of views and engagements are sort of flat. That's why they're grey. They're not like really doing anything. Okay, my super chat alternative video is a little bit snoozy, which is surprising. It's something that some people were excited about that I was doing a video on that. So not really helping me in regards to channel growth, which means subscribers. Views is not, it's pretty quiet on views and watch time, but I'm getting good engagement right on it, and I haven't gained any subscribers from it. So it's it's a bit hit and miss. Like this next one here, which is another live stream before that. Watch times thing, a little bit snoozy. So I got some stuff to work on there. This one here had a lot of engagement. I actually have got a lot of engagement. This one's got a lot of views. I'm not sure if that's all to do with ranking or it's also because that particular video got a shout out on Nick Nemmer's live stream. He actually told people to go and watch it because it was just after they updated the information on the time frame for reviewing channels for the YouTube partner program, and I think I put it out the day before. And Dee brought it up to Nick, and Nick said, yeah, let's pull it up, and they promoted it. So I think a lot of people went over and watched that. Average watch time isn't too fussed on that, but it's a 6-minute video. Did make my channel grow, so I picked up some subscribers from that, so that's good. Not so much on the engagement rate, but the engagements themselves were good. I did get a lot of feedback, a lot of people coming back and letting me know where they were in their status of their waiting for their videos to get reviewed by YouTube. So that was interesting. I did ask people to jump in and do that. So that's some interesting things that Morningfame can give you, and that's just looking at videos. There's also a whole section on strategy, which tells you some things that you should be doing more of. Like it'll probably suggest to me certain videos. Everything's above the green line, so it's all good. They're saying I should focus on getting more views, which is, yeah. My watch time's not too bad. My engagement's alright. My subscribers is there, but obviously the lowest thing is views. And then I can go into a workshop which will take me through some steps I can do to specifically grow my views. And then it's telling me I should make more of these types of videos. Some of them are, 3 of them are live. It says I should do more live streams. I live stream every week, so that's good. These ones didn't do well for me at all. Markup in iOS 11, and I was excited about some of those. Sometimes you do things. that are exciting. So yeah, so it's recommending live work on views, and that's a definitely a valid point. And then you can actually go to the workshop and work through some information there. So yeah, that's the general idea on the actual Morningfame. Let me get back out here. We've been on that screenshot for a long time. I just want to get caught up in the chat right now. 30-day review says, I did 1 month and didn't really use it a lot. Was kind of inconsistent, but I might not have had the Chrome add-on. So I'm not sure if that's to do with Morningfame or TubeBuddy. Sarah from 190 says, I need that gold medal, LOL. Red Rocket Resells. Hey Doug, I haven't uploaded in a year, but feel free to check. I'm doing a channel rebrand, revive, filming has started. We'll redo all channel art and name. Keeping vids and adding new topics. Yeah, that's a good focus. That's a good way to go. Haven't posted anything in a year. What I'm going to do is pull that up. So yeah, so the Morningfame, and that's the main part of the tool where it's the YouTube coach part, where it's giving you, it's basically taking all the YouTube analytic data and actually giving it to you in something like a digestible, if I can say the word, form. So that's the thing with Morningfame that I like. Also, the keyword tool is quite killer. Like I prefer to use I use the Morningfame keyword tool to do my tags for my videos. More so than I use TubeBuddy for that. Like I use TubeBuddy for other stuff. I use TubeBuddy for just the general channel management stuff, and looking at the rankings and stuff on the video pages and stuff like that. That's very useful because of the plugin to see stuff in there next to the videos. So I like to use a combination of Morningfame and TubeBuddy. I don't think there's one tool does everything, although TubeBuddy is pretty good. I am very happy with Morningfame. So as I posted in the thing in the chat and also in my description is links to both the Morningfame invitation and the TubeBuddy. If you want to sign up for TubeBuddy as well, there's a free version of TubeBuddy, which I haven't demonstrated TubeBuddy today because I'm in Chrome. But if you've heard of TubeBuddy and you're interested in TubeBuddy, there's a link there for that as well, because that's a solid tool. So you could just go to, if you're just looking for keyword research and channel management stuff, then TubeBuddy's pretty solid for that. I like Morningfame for this coaching part that I just showed you, and for doing some of my keyword research. That's what I like to do. So yeah, if you want to check out both of those. The links are in the description. Now what I need to do is we're going to jump on over to make sure everything's running smoothly on the stream here at the moment. check my dashboard for a second. Leadership with Mike is in the house. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late, what did I miss? Jockin's in the house, everyone's starting to come in here the first hour. Maybe I should start the stream an hour later maybe. Everyone's coming in an hour after we started, but that's okay. 30-day reviews says I use vidIQ. I like the free version better than TubeBuddy. Yeah, vidIQ is a solid tool. I don't have a lot of experience with vidIQ, and because I don't really use Chrome a lot, like I'm using Chrome now for live streaming, but I generally use Safari. They don't have vidIQ doesn't have plugins for Safari and all the others. They only do Chrome, so I haven't really dived into vidIQ, but that's another solid tool. I just can't speak to how awesome it is because I haven't used it. I think it can get confusing for people who run TubeBuddy and vidIQ when they're getting both of those things meshed into the YouTube experience. It can look a bit messy at times, I heard, but yeah. Whatever works for you is good. What am I missing in the chat? A few things coming in. Pam says it's 2 a.m. there now, and Pam was going to head to bed about an hour ago, but she stopped by the stream instead, and we looked at her channel in the Morningfame review tool. So we sort of got some feedback from Morningfame as to how her channel's cracking along, particularly her last few videos. Now, I think we're going to look at next. I did have DC Scrap and Rooster, who is has just left the stream. I'm just going to do this real briefly, and then we'll go over and look at Red Rocket resells. Oh, my throat's just getting dry today. I keep up with my water. So let me get through these ones that I've already got open, and then we'll get back to that Morningfame tool. Oh, before I do that, before I bring it up on the screen, I need to do this. Okay, because it's DC Scrap and Rooster, and she's left, and we're not going to be looking at a particular video. We're just going to look at her channel real quick. This is DC Scrap and Rooster's channel. We've got a banner here. So I'm not from the banner. I'm not clear. I'm assuming based on the banner, and I can see this video playing down here, that it is some sort of craft related channel. Obviously, we'll get that sorted in a second. We've got 9,613 subscribers. Let's go and see what this channel is exactly about. Hello there, I love fabric, linen and lace, journaling, scrapbooking, crafting, painting and altering anything that I could get my hands on. So yeah, so a general sort of arts and crafts channel, particularly focused on some of those areas of scrapbooking, crafting, painting. So crafts with fabric, linen, lace. There's quite a broad sort of art theme there for the DC Scrap and Rooster, which speaks to the scrappin' part of the channel name, Scrap and Rooster. And DC Scrap and Rooster in the US, and I would guess that DC is either DC Scrap and Rooster's initials, or she's in Washington DC. One of the two. You could be a DC Scrap and Rooster, or you could be DC the Scrapping Rooster. All right. I'm going to go to the video page real quick. This is more of a traditional channel review. Pam's off. She needs some sleep. Definitely, if I was up at that time of night, I'd be getting some sleep. Unless Nick Nimmin was on, I'd be crashing. So have a good one, Pam. Okay, and as you can see, so most of DC Scrap and Rooster's thumbnails are just photos. There's no I don't know if these are custom in the fact that they've been taken separately and uploaded, or if they're just screenshots from the video. I'm not sure, but I think they could do with some they could do with either some text or some more close-ups or some more strategic photo taking for the thumbnails. Obviously, the pictures would mean certain things to certain crafters as well. So DC Scrap and Rooster, if you're watching the replay, probably, yeah. Like this one is this one down here. Let me get my pen for a second. This one here seems to be more thought out and taken. So it's like it's framed, and it does look more like it's a purposeful thumbnail. So maybe more like that if you definitely want to go the way of not having any text on your thumbnails. Try and get really purposeful on setting up the photo for your thumbnail rather than just taking, like some of these are done better. They're set up much better. Some of these more recent ones, there's just a lot of stuff happening. It's very busy in frame in some of these some of these sorts of thumbnails. So yeah, some work probably being needed there. Let's have a look at playlists real quick. One playlist with 12 videos in it. So it looks like you need to start adding some playlists, start making sure that playlists are several are varied, and your videos are placed in your playlist in some sort of logical manner. Let's have a look at the home page now in regards to, we've got uploads, popular uploads, and that's it. So there's no customization of the home page in regards to adding playlists. So that's something I would probably want to look at, is getting your playlist game happening, because you've got you're not utilizing the available space on the home page basically. So what you really need to do is get some of those playlists happening. Even the one playlist that you do have isn't showing on the home page, so you need to get that on your home page. Make sure each place has at least a sentence to a paragraph description, so people know what that playlist is about. You've got to give your viewers every opportunity to find every video, or as many videos as possible. And so obviously be able to display the thumbnails in horizontal form, and as many of those down the page as possible as YouTube allows is the way to do that. So work on more playlists, descriptions for your playlists, and then getting the playlist shown horizontally on your homepage to maximize that. And obviously there's working on those thumbnails as well. So that's DC Scrap and Rooster. Let me just get back to the video for a second here. We're back. Let's just look at that. Red Rocket Research says smash the like. Give it a big thumbs up, or you can give it a thumbs down. Just smash something. Just don't smash your computer or your mobile device, whatever you're watching this on. Seraphim190 says, if you have time, would you judge my channel? I want the red rose. Is that a bachelor thing? A red rose? The red rose. I want to give you a rose. Okay, I've also got, this did DC Scrap and Rooster, so now Red Rocket Resells is here. Moderator in the chat today. I need to grab, just getting set up in the background here. Just gonna drop that in the Morningfame review tool real quick. But while that's doing its thing, here we go. Okay, Red Rocket Resells is here now. Red Rocket Resells said that they're working on rebranding this, of course, because that does, like, the first thing I look at when I see that, I think, oh, it's a gaming channel. There's a rocket and TV. Looks sort of gamey. Hard to read the launch optimized scale. I was looking at that, trying to make out the white against the very light blue there, but that's fine. You already talked about rebranding that, so interesting. Let's go check out the Morningfame review channel. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do something that I just did on. I'm going to jump over to the About page. This is just me trying to stay sane and happy as a freelance digital professional. Cool. Share about productivity, apps, project management, Trello, WordPress, apps and tools. That's pretty cool. I'm into that. Why have I not yet subscribed? That's silly. Quite often there's people I see and I just don't get to the homepage and actually click the subscribe button, but here we go. So Red Rocket Resells is here. Obviously, we will see some interesting things in the Morningfame tool because of the being no uploads for a while. So you can see the upload schedule is blank, which is, that's going to happen. You're going to change your name to Cricket Wilson Harris. Need art ideas. Yeah, art ideas. If something comes to mind, if anybody has any ideas for channel banner art for this channel, which is, let me go back to here for a second, for the new channel art for this, for the relaunch, the rebrand, remembering in mind that Red Rocket Resells is changing the name of the channel to Cricket Wilson Harris, so it'll be there. I think your profile picture is already fairly solid because that's you already. Maybe you can bring you somehow onto the banner as well, with something that complements the niche. Talking about the project management or the Trello, the WordPress, and all those sorts of things, or whatever direction you actually are taking the channel. Yeah, if anything pops into my mind as we're going through the review, I'll put it out there. Okay, so some of the video statistics are coming up as not applicable, but it's because of the age of the videos in place. So yeah, of course, because these are older, and then you've got a very sort of mixed bag of thumbnail styles. So as you can see, the thumbnails have a consistent look. So that's obviously a thing that's coming along with the channel rebrand, is consistent looking thumbnails. That's all I need to say about that, because these are old videos. This is probably the most thumbnail-y looking thumbnail. As you can see, as it gets small, the smaller one there is starting to, that font is starting to get harder to read as it gets to that small one there. And then it lists. It's interesting, there's some train looking videos there. Oh, light rail or trains, or interesting. Not sure. Must have compared a particular video. Maybe it was something to do with this video here, because you're on. Oh, it's taking me to the video. I thought, what happened? I clicked on it. What happened? So yes, it's a random video. I'm waiting for the title to come up. That's all I'm looking for. It's taking a long time to load. Follow me. Writing. Okay, yeah, writing. That's why it was showing other transport related things in that. Okay. I'm not sure how much the Morningfame tool is going to be useful for this. We might jump back over to your channel. We'll tick through these tabs here. Okay, we're looking for a. Let's see if the Trello one comes up. Trello. So which one did you say there? Was a Trello one? Trello and tags. I'm looking for that. Red Rocket Research says to skip you. Okay, we'll abbreviate through that. I missed that before. Tags for Trello are the only ones I care about. Okay. Okay, so yeah, some of the more important videos. But let's go back to. I'll go to the start there. We'll go back to the channel here real quick, and then we'll move on and have a look at who else we've got here. Leadership with Mike says, so most people using Morningfame and TubeBuddy together. I'm not sure about most people. I know that's what I'm doing, and I know a lot of the people, like I know Rodney, who's one of the moderators here. He's I think he uses both. He really, a bit like me, he likes to focus on the Morningfame. I know on his channel he does a few Morningfame tutorials, so I know he does. I'm sure I know Brian G. Johnson, obviously he uses both because he's basically, he owns a stake in Morningfame, and he promotes TubeBuddy. He's one of the TubeBuddy monthly live streamers, so there are quite a few people who probably do use both, and I would assume that a lot of the other creators like Nick Nimmin and that would use both as well. Just from observation, of course. Trello vids and series, yeah. Let's have a look. Just want to see if I can find the Trello. You got Trello. Trello. I'm interested in just going and looking at what Trello topics you got here. So I take it what you're saying is that that sort of the vibe of the Trello videos is more where you're heading with the channel going forward. Is that sort of the apps for productivity and different things like that? So you've got something of learn Trello, how to use Trello's public boards, how to use Trello for collaborative group work. Actually, my Trello workflow is something that I've got on my list of videos to do, but sometimes that stuff doesn't do as well depending on the topic. But my Canva one did all right. I did a Canva tutorial and that wasn't too bad. But as you saw when I looked at my channel on Morningfame Review Tools, some of my stuff on very specific stuff, like the one on what was it? It was the the one I did. Oh, it was a recent one. It was the one that was if you don't have super chat, getting donations on your live streams another way. That hasn't really gone anywhere yet, but it's fairly new, so we'll see what happens with that one. So you get a bit hit miss, and there was an iOS one that, you know, some other iOS stuff has taken off, but some of it doesn't. So it just depends on the topic within the topic. So try checklist, yeah. Let's go back. I need to get back to here. We've got some things happening in the chat. I need to say hello to some people as well. Dan from Creative Fundamentals is in the house. He's stopped by. I feel like I'm all over the shop today. I think it's just my maybe I'm just not as awake as I should be at this time of day. Yeah, Red Rocket Resale. Yeah. Your playlist game is sort of was better than when we're looking at DC Scrap and Risto had non-existent. So I think going forward, you know what you need to do with playlists and stuff when you reboot your channel, with artwork and then new content. Of course, you've been around enough of these streams to know exactly sort of the direction to take it. I think you'll do quite well. Dan says hi, and I'm trying to catch up on my chat. Visual Snaps is saying hi. Everyone's saying hi to Dan. Leadership with Mike has a question. If I'm adding tags to an unpublished video, will I see if my tags rank or must it be published? From memory, I think the tags don't show ranking until they're actually published, because the rankings come from the actual YouTube search. It performs a YouTube search in the background for those tags and then finds out where the video ranks. So if it's not public, then it's not going to show in the search. So I think logically, I think that's the reason why you can't see any numbers on your video until it's gone live and is available. And as I think Rodney pointed out in his video that he put out the other, I think it was Rodney's video. I watched the video. It was somebody, and they were talking about the tag rankings and talking about how they changed. No, it was D Nimmin. It was D Nimmin's TubeBuddy tutorial that he just did, TubeBuddy for Android. So if you haven't already noticed, if you come into the chat late, TubeBuddy for Android is now available. So if you've got an iOS device or an Android device, TubeBuddy's got you covered. So if you've been hanging on for that Android app and you want to sign up with TubeBuddy, I've got a link in the description for TubeBuddy. And there's a copy of that one in the chat now as well, just in case, just for anybody who's looking to pick up TubeBuddy. I don't have any discount codes for you for that, but if you go and check out TubeBuddy, do the free trial, and then you might be able to pick up a discount code from somewhere like Dan has Dan's Buddy, I believe. I'll give you the credit on that one. So if you try that one month trial and you like it, then sign up with one of those discount codes that are out there with some of the creators like Dan at Creative Fundamentals. I'll shout him out because he's in the chat. So yeah, there we go. Okay, now there was some other people that we're going to check out. Now who was that? I believe it was Seraphim was one of them. So I'm just going to get this. I'm going to get this prepped. We're going to use again the Morningfame tool, and then see how we go. So I'm just going to open up your channel, grab your URL, and paste it into the channel review tool. And that's analyzing. So let's jump on over. Sure, from 190, he's been waiting patiently in the chat. Also, discounts available for smaller channels. That's right. If you're under 1,000 subs, there's some sort of discount as well. There's discounts all over the place. There's always something going on with TubeBuddy in regards to a special or a discount code or a special deal. Third Day Reviews is asking if we can fit him in. We should be able to do that. Mike asked a good question. Is Morningfame a plugin or a separate site? It's actually a site, a separate site. It doesn't plug in or integrate with YouTube at all. It's not adding on to YouTube. It's actually a so yeah, Dan's letting me know as long as they use my affiliate link, I get the credit. So yeah, use my affiliate link if it's handy for you, and if I've motivated you to jump on TubeBuddy, even though I am using Morningfame in today's stream. But either or, you can use both. I'll get both, like I do. I use both. All right. And then, oh yeah, visual snaps and 30-day reviews. Okay, I need to make a mental cue in my mind. So let's go have a look. Let's pull that up. Let's have a look. Seraphim. I'm going to look at a couple of things briefly on your channel, then we'll jump over to the Morningfame review tool. Seraphim 190, PlayStation VR. I'm guessing that this is a PlayStation VR niche channel. Just judging by the banner. First impressions, PSVR, reviews, live gameplay updates, and sci-fi. Okay, I'm going to go to the about page, because the about page will give me a better picture of what the channel's about if it's something beyond what I've surmised from your banner at this point. Subscribe, and then a link. You know what? I wouldn't put the link at the top or the word subscribe. You're taking up valuable space on actually getting people to actually come to your channel by filling it up with that stuff. Maybe put it further down if you feel the need, but don't forget the subscribe button's right there for people as well. I would, let me get my pen. I wouldn't put any of the stuff. Yeah, there we go. I wouldn't put any of this stuff here at the top of your about page. I'd move that or get rid of it. I'd start here. Welcome to your #1 source of data, because this goes straight into what your channel's about. You've only got 150, 160 odd characters to get across what your channel's about in regards to in regards to that, because when people click or hover over your channel icon, showing in a search or in different parts of YouTube in browse and stuff, it pops up a little pop-up window, and it gives you the first part of the description. You want to be able to sell your channel in those first 150 odd characters. So think of it like Twitter. It's like, what can you say without using short codes and stuff? What can you say to tell people exactly what your channel's about? Because at the moment, all they can tell is they can see your profile picture, they can see your channel name, and then this is the part that tells them, okay, this is the ABC of what your channel's about. So losing all that and maybe starting here. #1 source of daily PlayStation VR news, reviews, tips, tricks, and gameplay. So that's good. And then your upload schedule, I upload almost daily, respond to almost every comment. So yeah, this sentence here is your key sentence, something thereabout. So I would move that to the top, move your subscribe stuff down. You don't need to be asking for subscribers on your about page, because most people don't go to your about page, but the information on your about page shows up elsewhere. So that's why it's important to focus on the description in your about page, those first 150, 160 odd characters. Dan's out of here. Creative Fundamentals. We'll catch up with you later. He's got a video coming out, so we'll be staying tuned for that one. So everyone, make sure if you're not following Creative Fundamentals for YouTube Simplified, basically, make sure that you're over there and subscribing to him. And real quick, let's get rid of that. So that's my advice on the About page. We haven't even got to the Morningfame tool. Okay, you seem to got a reasonable thumbnail game. My suggestion is that the thumbnails look a little bit cluttered in regards to text, because you've got a lot of text and it's in a lot of spots, and because there's so much of it, the whole thing's small, which on a mobile device is harder to read as it gets smaller. And you've got quite a few different things. Some of this stuff looks like game logo stuff. The thing I would get rid of is maybe your channel name, Seraphim190. Maybe if you can incorporate it into a smaller logo or something, which you've already got there. You've already got the logo. I can see you've got like a lower, you got it as a lower third style. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just because there's a lot of text that just like my eye doesn't know where to get drawn to. Do I want to get drawn to the Seraphim? Do I want to get drawn to the review? Do I want to get drawn to the Cool Painter VR? Do I want to get drawn to the Killing Floor Incursion? And you know, using the images in the background, because that's a lot of what gamers do. I don't have a real issue with that, and I like how you're trying to be consistent with the lower third style. I like it that it's wavy. I think it's different because a lot of people just go with like straight edges and stuff, or maybe like a corner with a triangle sort of thing going on. But using the wavy lower third looks good. I just think you need to rethink how you're doing your text, and as you can see on some of these as well, if I can get this pen up, yep, there we go. In some instances, like here, the gameplay or the word review is getting cut off by the timestamp. So that's like a whole section of area where you're going to be difficult putting text in, and you want people to be able to read it. This one I can see you sort of move the word update and sort of left some space for the timestamp. That's interesting. And then gameplay again is cut off there. Go back to the top ones, which are more recent. Review you've moved over on this one. So some you do, some you don't. So you know, it's always something. I know on my live stream ones I have the word live stream across the bottom, and that gets cut off by the timestamp as well. But I tend to use my thumbnail for live streams at least, for you know, promoting pre-stream. Yeah, just something to consider when you're doing thumbnails. I'm wondering whether, obviously, yeah, you're doing series here, Killing Floor Incursion, it's there and there, so that's in the title. Yeah, gameplay can be interesting because sometimes you don't necessarily need too much text when promoting. On the thumbnail, because it's also in the title, because you don't, as you know, and you haven't done this, but some people will put their full title back in their thumbnail as well, so it's like repeating yourself. Yeah, I'm of two minds as to what I could say about thumbnails, because there's nothing inherently wrong with them. I think they could be touched up and sort of tweaked a bit, but I just don't have any. Like I can see you've gone for a theme. You got yellow for reviews. Your gameplay is in white. So you're trying to stick to, in this lower part here, you're sticking to like a theme, the same font most cases, and usually you're tagging your VR stuff in the corner, which I understand what you're doing there. And see, this one doesn't have it there. I'm not sure if that is because it does say PSVR in the title, so I'm not sure what the thought is there. But you've got that in the. If all your stuff's PlayStation VR, then maybe that's sort of superfluous having that on the thumbnail at all, because it's already in your title. Maybe if you lost that top corner, that would probably improve things. So some of these ones that don't have PSVR on look a little bit better to me. Like this Code 51 looks alright. Even this one's better here, the Cool Painter one. But these ones with the PSVR, I think they're the ones that stand out as sort of looking a bit cluttered. So I'm thinking maybe that's what it is. They're my thoughts anyway. You know, there's probably other thoughts. People have thoughts in the chat. You can drop those in for Seraphim and let him know. Yeah, I'm not sure how you'd show VR, a sort of like a three-dimensional style VR sort of picture in a two-dimensional thumbnail. That's the trick. Leadership Room Mike has just asked an interesting question, and I'm going to have to research the answer to this one because I'm not sure. Checking out Morningfame, what does this mean exactly? Full access for 24 hours up to every 28 days. Is it once I've had 24 hours? You know what? I don't know the answer to that one, Leadership with Mike. I haven't heard of that, and I haven't heard anyone talk about that. In regards to that, so maybe there is a time limit on access. Like you wouldn't leave it like you wouldn't sort of leave it like open all the time like this. So if there is like a limit of 24 hours a month to use it, like I might spend half an hour in the keyword tool, for example, to prep all the tags and stuff for one video. So depending on how many videos you had a month, half an hour times, so you could potentially do 48 videos in a month. But then there's also how long you go into and you see the coaching section and the workshops and stuff as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's if I'm interpreting that right, or if we're understanding that right. So I'm not sure. I might check in with Nico and ask him what that is, because I know that there is a limitation with server availability or something with Morningfame, which I'm not sure about. But I haven't run into any issues where anything's become unavailable or I get locked out. I've never had that happen for me. So yeah, it's a question that I'll try and follow up on. I need to remember. Let me make a note, because I think that's a very good question, because I hadn't noticed that myself, and I haven't noticed any issues. If that's the case, if that's even a real limitation. So Morningfame, 24 hour per month. Yeah, it's not something like YouTube where you'd have it open for hours and hours at a time. In any case, but we shall find out. We shall look into that. I'm not sure what Mobile Cats is saying about that. Really stop the host. Yeah. Well, what plan am I on? Let me have a look. I didn't know there was more than one plan. I know I'm on a paid plan. I didn't know there was more than one, to be honest. Where's the account side? I need to. Well, I'm on the screen still. Let me get off the screen before I go traipsing around the internet here. I need to open another tab. Need to go to the other Morningfame part. We'll get back to Seraphim in just a second. I'm going to answer this question. We'll get back to Seraphim. We'll go to the Morningfame part. Let me go look in my account and subscription. Account settings. It just says I've got an active subscription. I don't know. Switch subscription plan. Is there more than one plan? When I signed up, at least there was only one plan. Ah. I think this is new. I think this is new that there's two plans. Ah. When I signed up, there was only one plan, so I might be on the basic plan if I recall. I can see the plans you mean now. This is new. I think this is really new. I think this could be like new as in. It's the right leadership. I think this is like new because I wasn't aware of this. This is okay. I see. Yeah, because they've just added the keyword research tool as a full feature. It used to be invite only, which is what I was part of. So I think I'm on the basic plan because that's all there was at the time. And now they've added the new plan where you get full access to the keyword research tool. You're not limited to that 24 hours per month access. So you just have to decide, am I going to be using the keyword research tool portion? So that the channel analytics part and the coach part is all the same regardless. So it's just the keyword research tool. Because it's accessing, it's using some API with YouTube to access YouTube search and YouTube accounts and stuff, and bring up all the data of other channels and different things like that in the keyword research tool, they have to pay for the time or for the amount of use of the API. So I think that's why there's 2 plans there now, because they've now added the keyword research tool as part of the Morningfame package. So I'm on the basic plan just by default. I'm just going to double check that. If I go back to the account page. Anyway, I should show everyone what I was just looking at. It just says I've got an active subscription. It doesn't say basic or plus. I think it's probably because I'm on an old plan. Let me pull this up so people can see what I was just looking at. So yeah, with Morningfame, here it is, the basic plan here. So this is really new. I think this is like within the last 24 hours new. That's how new I think it is. The basic plan, which is all of the rich channel analytics, which is the main part of Morningfame, the coaching part, the one where it sends you your reports every week and 24 hours after each video. And it provides limited access to the keyword research tool. You get to use it for 24 hours each month. So obviously while you're in it, there's a clock ticking and recording your time. Whereas if you go on the plus plan, you get unlimited access to the keyword research tool. So that's the difference between those two. Oh, so I'm on this one. See, subscription active. This is the one I'm on. Only because that's all there was available when I signed up back in October last year. So I'm on this one because you see subscription active. So I can choose to pay monthly, or I can go down and do the plus plan, pay yearly or monthly, $9 a month, or if I go yearly, it's $6.90 a month. So I'm paying a pretty good price at the moment. So yeah, so there's actually options there now. So there's a tiered option. So depending on how much you use that for. So let's get back to one of the camera shots there. Yeah, so you brought up something that I wasn't aware of. That's brand new. Leadership with Mike says, how do I find the research tool? I prefer it to trying to use TubeBuddy, because TubeBuddy is only helping me with tags, and I have to do a lot of the heavy lifting myself, like in going into YouTube search and seeing what's searchable and what's not searchable. Although TubeBuddy are updating a lot of the time, and they've added new stuff that I haven't checked out yet. I find that being able to craft, using the Morningfame tool to craft, figure out what the keyword phrase is that you're going to be trying to rank for, and then crafting the title, your description, and the tags around that. I find that idea more intuitive, just for me anyway. So that's why I like to use the Morningfame keyword tool over something like TubeBuddy, although I think TubeBuddy is solid on that as well. It's just that I was using TubeBuddy before I was using Morningfame for that, and I'd have YouTube up and I'd be using the YouTube search to check out phrases to see if they're working, and so on. And then yeah, I used to have to cut and paste everything into like a notepad or something to keep it handy, and then I can paste that into the video settings. When I'm uploading the video, I can paste the title, paste the tags, which you sort of got to do anyway. Yeah, I reckon try both, particularly the free trials. I know TubeBuddy has a limitation with the free version in just like the amount of tags you can get searches for. But when I was using TubeBuddy, I was more doing my own legwork in YouTube to figure out what my search terms were and stuff, whereas Morningfame sort of helps me out a bit more with this is the topic, this is what I'm thinking about doing a video on, and then it gives me options. It shows me videos already published on that. It shows me what terms they use, what are popular search terms, what isn't being searched for. So yeah, Morningfame is what I decided to go with. Let's get back to Seraphim right now. Seraphim part 2. Sorry, Seraphim, if you're still here. here we go. On the Morningfame side of things, Seraphim, we can see you got 4,748 subscribers. You've posted over 1,300 videos, so you've been plugging along for a while. And you post at various times of the day, which is not going to help you because that's my time zone, of course. Thumbnails, we looked at thumbnails. These are a little bit more clearer on here. I'm going to try the black. Oh, we'll leave it on the white. We looked at some of these before on the channel. They do have a consistent look. I think that bottom, I don't mind the bottom wavy lower third style, if you can work at that, and there are some things that probably need to be tweaked as we discuss. So I'm not gonna. Let's compare. These are other people doing similar videos. Yeah, yours stands out to me as one of the better thumbnails in that group, definitely, which is that one, of course. Just in case nobody got that. It certainly tells me what's going on a lot more than some of these other ones, which are just pictures. So you're ahead of the game on the thumbnails already. So it's just a matter of some tweaks and stuff, of course, like we were discussing before. Let's jump to the next page of ranking. This is going to look at your last couple of videos. You ranked second for Killing Floor Incursion VR, PSVR Horde mode. So that's a very specific search term. And then 27th for this one. You actually ranked low on your channel name, which is interesting. Okay, this Cool Painter VR is got a few rankings on the first page, first 4 on the first page. A little bit down and not right at the top, but that's not too bad. And then on the further down pages, 24th, 20 to 36. And some rankings for Cool Painter VR. This one here, Killing Floor Incursion PSVR review. You ranked 3rd for, so that's not too bad. This one here sneaks in onto the first page as well. So it looks like you're ranking for the main ranking somewhere in the first page for the main search term. It's always a challenge, I think, researching game title or game-based reviews, because a lot of your space is taken up by trying to identify the game that you're playing in that particular video, and then adding something interesting like here you got first impressions. You ranked first for Killing Floor Incursion, first. Killing Floor Incursion PSVR second. So that one's ranking quite well. Not sure on the volume that you're getting people searching for that game. I'm not sure how popular that game is. But you're ranking, if people are looking for that, they're going to find you or find that particular video. Morningfame says, yeah, create more of these. Look, that's that one we're just looking at, the Killing Floor Incursion PSVR first impressions or first look. That's not my tool. That's the one we just looked at. And that's a 78-minute video, mind you. You're getting views and engagement as a rating of A, so that's top marks. So yeah, and then back to some older ones here. 20 days, a month. They're not all that old either, so that's good. And there's some more. So it's saying to make more of those sorts of videos because they seem to be doing well for you. So obviously, some Ark. There's some different games. Obviously, they're all VR related. I think being in the VR realm is that sort of hyper niche the gaming down to the VR part. I think that's an interesting way to go, and I think it's doing you well. So good marks. Good marks for Seraphim. Let's get back to this one. Click-through rate is the rate at which, how often do people click on your thumbnail when they're offered your thumbnail on YouTube So if it's displayed on your homepage or in search or suggested, and it's if it shows on you on the screen for more than I think a few seconds, it's counted as what's called an impression. And then the click-through rate is like how many of those impressions lead to someone actually clicking on your thumbnail, and that's what the click-through rate is basically. So they show you a video a bunch of times, but not everybody clicks on it straight away or the first time around. But do they click on it eventually? And then you can go into your YouTube analytics and actually look at on a per video basis to see how that thumbnail performs as a click-through rate, like how many times the thumbnail is clicked on per, well, I guess it's a percentage, so it's per 100 times it's impressed on someone or shown to someone, how many times it actually gets a click. So like five or six times out of 100 is actually quite a decent click-through rate. That's why you see a lot of people with like 5, 6, 7% click-through rate. You know, if you're getting anything over 10% click-through rate, then you're on a winner in regards to thumbnail. So click-through rate really helps you to see if the thumbnail's performing, because that's what people are clicking on, and a little teeny bit of the title as well. Obviously the title informs the thumbnail as well. People look at the thumbnail, and then if it catches their interest, they look at the title, and then if they say, yeah, I want that, and they go, you know, they'll click on it, and then you know, thumbnail title are working for you. So if you get a really low click-through rate, like 1% or lower, you know, I don't know what a good one is, but on a particular video, if you're getting something low like that, then the thumbnail probably needs to be revisited, because the click-through rate is mostly thumbnail related. All right, who was next? 30-day reviews was in there, and there was I'm scrolling back through the chat to find, I think started with a V. Visual Snaps. Is Visual Snaps still in the house? Is the question. Visual Snaps, are you still in the house? And then 30-day reviews is next. Visual Snaps is still in the house. I'm going to see if I can sort of be a bit more succinct on these and not get sidetracked as much. I'm just going to load your channel in the Morningfame tool, and then we're going to Visual Snaps. Now I think I see Visual Snaps on in the I need to get rid of this. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Visual Snaps, and I've clicked on something and something's loading. I don't know what I've done. Oh no, it's just reloading. That's okay, we'll take that. Visual Snaps. I think I've seen Visual Snaps on the Nickname Discord. I think I see you posting some thumbnails there. I think this is who I'm thinking of. Grab a camera, tell a story, photo, Visual Snap Cinema, Mondays and Fridays. Well, it certainly tells me that you're into doing photography, video related stuff, and that you post on Mondays and Fridays, so it's telling me some information there. And that is muted. Yes, it's muted up there. Yeah. Visual Snaps has confirmed that he's on Nick's Discord. I see names crop up in the Discord, and then I know I know who this is where you've come from. Okay, Visual Snaps, or Visual Snaps, is all about photography and cinematography. I upload videos on Mondays and Fridays about photography and cinematography. Sort of repeated yourself a couple of times there. But that's alright. It tells us what's going on there. If you love photography and or cinematography, I got a strange feeling this channel's about photography and cinematography. Check out my channel. There's something new. Not too bad. It tells us, at least it points us in the direction of what your channel's about, and that's probably the number one thing. What you put after that, that's up to you. I'm going to go look at the videos real quick, and then we'll go over to Morningfame shortly. Yeah, I've seen some of these thumbnails. I like it. I like the branding. I like your VS in the corner. That because the topics are varied and the images are different. I like what you're doing with the images. You're doing some interesting Photoshop stuff there to make them stand out. I don't mind the personally. This is my personal thing. I don't mind the border. Some people sort of have different opinions on borders, but I don't mind it. So I like the green, and using the same font, and you're using the same orange here in the background. I think that's solid in regards to being consistent. And I see that inside, and you're not necessarily using a lot of text, so that's good. The picture's telling the story in a lot of cases, and hopefully complements the title, like this one here, how to film a good fight scene. You've got like a punch, and you've got a block going on there. That really tells me that something's going on, and it definitely complements and works with the title. I think your thumbnail game is on point, so you're getting good marks for that. I'm really liking that, and we'll see what Morningfame has to say as well in a minute there. I just want to jump over to playlists. Got a few playlists going on. There we go. Going to go to the home page real quick because we want to get over to Morningfame tool. Popular uploads at the top, which is one way to do it. That's a valid method. Look at that. Playlists with descriptions. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Obviously, these are displaying in this manner because there's only a certain amount of videos in that particular playlist at the moment. Obviously, when you add another video to that, then you'll have 3 there, so that'll be good. This one only has 1 at the moment. Oh, I'm not using this tool properly, am I? So yeah, and as you add more to these are going to fill out as horizontal. Like I said, that's what you're doing. Because of the size of your channel, you just don't have enough videos to fill those out yet, and only 29 subscribers at the moment. So you're right in the start, but you've got your thumbnail game is on point. Let me just click on that for a second. I want to go over to Morningfame. Here we go. So it seems like you've already got your Monday and Friday schedule sorted out, because it's in my time zone. It looks like Tuesday and Saturday, but yeah, you seem to be pretty consistent with the posting time. Yeah, as I say, you've only got 25 videos, so yeah, you're tracking along quite well. The thumbnails are on point, which we're going to look at on the next thing here. Do thumbnails have a consistent look? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. How do they work small? Especially the ones without text, they work fine as small. One camera dialogue, I can read that. So I love this hand punching one. That whatever you've done there, the lighting and the effect and I'm loving it. That's awesome. Let's compare them with stuff in similar. In most cases, they're not even real custom thumbnails. They're like clips and stuff. So yours is that one there. That's looking pretty good. That would draw me just because the picture's clear and the border and it's got some sort of branding. And obviously on YouTube it will also have the title underneath to sort of help me make my final decision. But just based on thumbnails, that would catch my attention. This eye, because it's big and close, catches attention as well. That's the other thing. You're competing with that, but you're up there compared to the rest of them. I'm liking that. Let's go to the ranking tool. Oh, look at this. For the most recent video, short film future thinking ranking first. Short film ranking first. Visual snaps how to 4th. Visual Snaps 9th. Obviously that's your channel name, so you're going to probably rank for that if it's a new video. And it's only been up for a few hours, yeah. And as views come along, we'll see how that. Obviously, as people probably are aware, that over time the rankings will change because of A, how your video performs, and B, because other videos come out on similar topics, so they might displace you in the ranking and stuff like that. Leadership with Mike's just been off looking at the Morningfame videos. Nico's got a lot of training videos for Morningfame, so there's a lot of content there to help you along with that. Seems like cheating if it works as described. No, it's very good. It's very good. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes to make it as in feature packed as possible. Let's say feature packed. One camera dialogue. I think, yeah, dialogue in the thumbnail is actually spelt wrong, which is interesting. It should be GUE. I can see it's spelt correctly here in the title. So there's a bit of a typo there just on the thumbnail, but it's ranking for easy dialogue with one camera. It's actually misspelt as well. So you're ranking high for the misspelt dialogue. Actually, dialogue in all the tags is misspelt. That's why they're ranking high, because they're ranking for something that people aren't probably searching for. Google, to a limited degree, will account for typos and corrections, but I'm not sure how that's affecting. I'm not sure if that's skewing the results on those. Just because in some of these other ones, though, where dialogue is spelt correctly, like here, 10th, 11th, 11th, 19th. 10th, 11th, 11th, they're all in the first page anyway. So I'm not sure whether changing those 8 days in is a good idea at the moment, just because it's a typo. I'd be interested to see. Here we go. Let's try this. Let's take this top one. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over to YouTube. And I'm going to paste it in with the incorrect spelling, and I want to see what happens. See, it's auto corrected. The spelling, it says showing results for easy dialogue, so it's saying dialogue. So when I search for that, it's not coming up. When it corrects it, which it will for everybody, because it corrects it by default, because it says, oh, you're in there? You're in there, but you're down here. You're a bit further down, so you're not number one, but you're still on the first page. So that's still solid. The reason why the rankings are so high on those is because with the misspelt one, let me click on the misspelt search option. You're going to be at the top because it's the only one. Oh. Where is it? I thought it ranked number one. Oh, this is probably going to be skewed because I'm on my account. Possibly. It's possibly. I don't know why I'm getting a lot of Hindi stuff for some reason. It's probably because they spell stuff in English incorrectly quite often, because they're translating from Hindi to English. So they must spell dialogue wrong quite often. I'm not sure. But yeah, even when it's corrected, you still show up on the first page for that main search phrase. Let me get back to Morningfame here. So this one you're ranking. So this is deceptive. It's not you're not really ranking at first, but you are ranking on the first page. So I think if you corrected the spelling, that would probably be a good thing. I'm not sure how TubeBuddy would be displaying your rankings next to your video, but I'd have to check that with TubeBuddy, which I'm not able to do at the moment. So yeah, so that's an interesting one. How the typo skewed the ranking results there. Yeah, it's definitely skewed the ranking results. Okay, for this fight one, you're only ranking for, apart from your channel name, how to shoot a good fight scene, you're ranking 20th, so you're right at the bottom of the first page. Now, I think that would be a more competitive search term as well, because there'd be a lot of videos on demonstrating fight scenes and filming fight scenes and different things like that. So that one looks like it does need. Now, what if in the title you've used how to film a good fight scene, how to. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything better than that I can think of. Visual Snaps is fixing it right now. We'd have to revisit that. I reckon fix it, and then maybe we can revisit that at some point where we can get to recheck it once it's taken effect and had time to sort of settle in. But you can see it, if you're using a tool like this, it's saying, oh, you've ranked really well, but you're not really ranking as well, but you are still on that first page for that top one. So that's interesting. That's an interesting thing that we discovered there, of how a misspelt word can skew the rankings, and the way people search. Even if they searched it with the wrong word, it corrects it to the correct word, but you still made it in to the ranking with the correct spelling. So that's interesting. I think if it had the correct spelling, your relevancy would probably lift a little bit, and then you might appear slightly higher up in the ranking. That would be my thinking, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But that would be the logic behind it. And finally, the strategy, it says create more of these. So how to film B-roll on an iPhone. Actually, I'm interested. I'm going to go check that video out later, because I have an iPhone and I like to use it to record B-roll. So I'll see if I can pick up some tips from you. How to shoot steady handheld. So some of these key filming ideas seem to be ranking quite well for you. And they're all in the last few months, of course, being a new channel. They're all pretty new, but your views and engagement for the size of channel you are is quite good. All right. Ooh, was that the time? Wow. Cracking on through these, and I need to go and pull up 30-day reviews. So let me see if I can find 30-day reviews in the chat so I can pull up his channel easily. Go to channel, close that. Okay, back to the bottom of the chat. 30-day reviews. Let me get you set up here, because I know 30-day reviews is one that we. Channel is being analysed. I think we looked at 30-day reviews. 30-day reviews is still in the chat. There he is. Hello. He's just been lurking. Let's jump on over. Hey, was it only last week we had your channel up, 30-day reviews? It was last week. It was the last few weeks, I'm sure. So we won't revisit the stuff that we've already covered, but we'll jump straight into the Morningfame stuff, I think. So that's 30-day reviews. You can see I'm a subscriber already. 30-day reviews. Recently reached 1,000 subscribers. And you see Morningfame reviews already telling me that you have now 1,016 subscribers as of a few seconds ago. You already have 225 videos posted. You're at what's called opal level. That's because you're over 1,000 now. I'm still a bronze. Yay. So that's the little snapshot there. The upload schedule is skewed because of my time zone. Let's go to thumbnails. We looked at thumbnails the other week on the channel review, but you can see here some of these ones we're talking about, because some of these ones we're talking about on the channel review the other week, which was these ones looking quite solid. These ones without the text and stuff, and I think I was umming and ahhing about the text in these particular thumbnails, whether they were working for me or not, and so the jury was still out on that, if I recall. And then there's the stream that you did the other day is there, but these specific product ones are looking quite nifty, and they're coming up. I like them. For me personally, I like them. All these review ones and specific product ones, they're working for me. And you're in all those cases, your face is on point, and I even see what's called YouTube face there. Ah, YouTube face indeed. Let's scroll down to how they're looking on mobile and different sized. Let's get down. I think that's where the product ones work, is because you don't have text, so it's just a matter of I see you, I see the product. Hopefully, I know what that product is. When it gets smaller, you might be saying, "Oh, it's a bottle or something." The only thing I would think of, obviously, it's going to have the title on it underneath it, so it's going to be fine. But with that, because these are displaying without the title, I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's a bottle of alcohol or something. I don't know. What is that? But then, in these bigger ones, I can sort of read also what's on the box. But as it gets smaller, you probably can't. Yeah, that clearly looks like a jar of something. And then as we can see, we can read a little bit better when it's bigger. Not much you can do about that because you're displaying the product, the text on the label. You can't do much about the size of that. Okay, here's some. Well, this is interesting. This is showing your video against other ones. Now, some of these two here have the identical thumbnail, and they're obviously for the same product or similar product, so they're coming up. They're quite interesting, but they've even still got black bars in. I'm not sure why they got black bars. That sort of being such a good photo, and then it sort of takes me out having a black bar. It's like they couldn't even be bothered cropping it in or anything. This one looks really awesome. This one just looks like some dude on the street. That looks like a badly lit picture of the product being held over a cutting board. This is a decent thumbnail, but I think yours ranks up there for sure. Yours is, if nobody's clued in yet. Come on. That one, that's yours. It's the Amazon picture, and that's why it's square, and they didn't bother to zoom in to take off the cropping shots or put some white in there to make it at least look like it's a full frame. So yeah, that's lazy thumbnails, those. But yours is on the go. Yours is. I like yours is cleaner than the Apply Beard Oil, personally. But yeah, obviously the clicks are going to be competing between you and the Apply Beard Oil one, I'd reckon. That's my thoughts on that. And this is tricky. The live stream one's just been linked with random live streams, so you get compared with Dan and with Herman Drost at Drost Design. That's a little bit more interesting, that one. Bit more competition with this one, because you got this guy with balm versus oil. You got this. You got the first couple of same Amazon pictures. Someone's had a go in the top left here. Had a go. So again, I'll probably say that people are going to be clicking on yours and this one and maybe this one. It's a bit more cluttered. And I think actually ahead of that one, people might even click on these two, because the picture's clear and crisp. But I think these two are the ones that people are probably going to go with. Okay, Visual Snap says he's fixed those SEO and description typos from that particular video. We'll have to come back and check those. I think we should give it time for that to settle through with YouTube before we look at it. So we probably won't look at it today, but maybe next week, if you remind me, we can go back and just check that particular video and see how it compares ranking-wise. Because I think the rankings will be more realistic, because they were showing rankings that don't really exist because of the typo. All right. Speaking of rankings, let's go to 30-day reviews, looking at some of these recent videos. This most recent one published 6 hours ago. This is a brand new video, hasn't been out too long. Profit and Tools, which is the brand name, you're ranking 6th for that, so that's pretty good. Beard Oil by Profit and Tools, ranking 7th. Front page stuff, Profit and Tools review, 7th, 8th, all front page. So that's all good. I think top 10 is solid. Top 20 is good because you're on the front page. And I think once you get past that, it's like you're relying on people to click to the second page, which some people do, some people don't. But yeah, being top 10, I think that's solid. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, but 1 is your channel, of course, and obviously it's your recent video, so you're going to rank for that. So 5 solid rankings there. Okay, so TubeBuddy's giving you a positive result for that. So we'll see if that turns around. See if you get any pickup on that because of the ranking. Obviously, it's a searchable thing in the whole filming and video creation space. People are always looking for tutorials and how-tos on doing different things like that. Let's go to the next video for 30-day reviews. Live stream, you had no tags on the live stream there, so we'll just skip that one. You can go back and put tags on that as it's now in your video manager in Creator Studio, so you can go do that. Project Canoe, you're ranking 2nd for. Nothing else in there because it's probably canoe building's probably a broad one to rank for. Boats, woodworking's very broad. So not too many on that. Profit and Tools Balm, this one here you're ranking 1st for, so that's solid. And Profit and Tools Balm Review 1st as well, so that's ranking 1st for those is I don't know if you could do any better than that. So ranking 1st on 2 terms. Some of the other terms haven't ranked yet, but if your views get up there, then they might start ranking as well. If you get some view velocity going on there. What do we got there? Yes, I see my name tagged in chat a few times, so I'm just looking to see if there's anything I need to pull out. Yeah, sometimes live streams are one of those things. It's like, is it a temporary thing? Is it just for you? Really, it's really designed for just the now and live while it's going on for your subscribers. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not fussed on having tags on that, particularly if you don't want people coming back and watching it as much, unless they're your subscribers and they see it on your subscription feed or something like that. And that's all we got in that list. So yeah, you got some good rankings. Looks like you doing some consideration with the metadata there. And then in the strategy part, it's saying these ones are doing well, have done well for you in the past. These are some older ones, of course. 3 months, 2 months, 5 months. Obviously, over time, you've had time to accrue more information and views and so forth. So these are more likely going to be suggested by Morningfame because they've just had time to mature on YouTube. It's not going to tell you to make more of the one that you made last week because it's still new and it's still trying to gather. YouTube's still gathering data on that particular video, and see how it does long term. See how they do over time. If they become something that's evergreen that people are going to come back and find. Canoe is more for me and family. Yeah, I thought that Canoe. I thought, it's mostly about other products related to some of these other areas. Like you've got a lot of mustache wax and different things. Like for example, what we're looking at now, and different things, products related to that area. So yeah, people use different things and different videos for different reasons. So it's not always about I want to get a million views on every video. Sometimes it's like, well, this is video that's going to be helpful for people, it's evergreen, and this one's going to grow over time, or this is just something I've put out there for my subscribers, I've put out there for share with somebody else, share with family. So yeah, there's more than one reason people do YouTube. That's the thing to remember. It's not always about crushing every video every time, or being pushing a business model or something like that. Sometimes people do YouTube just to be as a creative outlet as well. So there's some interesting insights there. And speaking of insights, looking at some of that stuff for a while, my brain is starting to tick over, and I need to get. And you can see there's a demonstration. It's like I'm just still on Chrome and I haven't gone back to my camera and I'm just waffling. There we go. So and staring at the chat and not focusing on what's actually going live. I was still sitting on the Morningfame review tool there. All right, let's open up for questions. Anybody got any questions related to anything we've talked about today, and or tech in general, so that we can maybe just rapid fire a few Q&A questions. 30-day review says, I figure many guys with face hair might be interested in the canoe, so it's not too far off and not like I'm knitting or something. That's true. That's true. Bossman gets a B for views. Oh yeah, that was one of the thumbnails on that last strategy tab there. The Bossman Brands mud. So yeah, so hopefully there's some insights there. Morningfame review tool, I haven't really used that on the stream before. I know I've had it available for a while. I know Nico offered it to me months ago before I even started live streaming, so it was like an opportunity to use that as an extra tool to highlight things on people's channels that maybe they haven't taken into consideration before. So as you know, that review tool was made specifically for these sorts of live streams where people review channels, and it's like gives you a point of difference. Where a lot of people like nickname that, I'll stick with channel art and sort of YouTube strategy, what they see on the channel itself. What Morningfame is doing is just pulling out some of the data from the analytics without having to jump into YouTube analytics and look at that channel, which sometimes you can't do and get into depth on somebody else's channel because that analytics is only available to them. It's not available to me. I can't get into your channel and look at your analytics. But Morningfame can go in the back door and just look at the statistics that are publicly available and turn them into something meaningful for people. So yeah, that's what it's all about. Rap has joined the stream. Yeah, Wrap says he's late. That's definitely right. He's late. I know Beanie hasn't been here today. He's out for the day. He's off going to visit his mum. So our thoughts are with Beanie today. Beanie, if you're watching the replay, our thoughts with you today, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you in the Discord and elsewhere in the coming days. I haven't heard from Carr. I saw Carr on my Thursday, so it was Wednesday night. He was on moderating on Dan Creative Fundamental stream. I was there as well. And Rodney, I think I saw Rodney then as well. So I know Rodney's been about, but being a Friday evening over there, that part of the world, it's it's the time people sometimes might go see a movie, or have dinner with their family, different things like that. So I understand that not everyone can be here every week. Red Rocket Resells is in the house doing the moderation. So thank you to Red Rocket Resells for being the numero uno mod for the day. Well, that was a little bit. That was a different take. And I know we only really looked at one video of Pam's for going into the keyword tool, and I think that's in depth. And I don't think you want to be doing massive amounts of those on one stream. Some people just need to, like in case of where we looked at DC Scrap and Rooster, because she left. We just looked at her channel basics there on YouTube today. So these are the things that we sometimes need to do. Like to vary it up. There was no Nightbot roulette today. We thought we'd do it differently. We just had people volunteer. And that's why I jumped on Pam. She was one of the first volunteers, and there was a video of hers that we could pull up and do a bit of a demonstration there. 30-day reviews is us a side fade on my channel, thinking of changing it to grey. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at that again, because I only closed it like a minute ago. But I'll pull it open again so I can look. So that's on the channel banner, I'm assuming. Side grey. Let's pull that up so everyone can see. The side grey. Well, it's sort of side fade. It sort of looks. Is that? You got it fading to black, so it looks grey in the middle. So what you're saying is fading to grey, so it's like a less. It's not as pronounced fade from white to black. It's like a white to grey. I'd experiment with that, see how that looks. Do a comparison, put them up side by side maybe, and just compare them. Leadership with Mike has a question. If I title my video "Can Introverts Lead?" I get all D, which equal A, but if I can make it "Can Introverts Lead? Quiet personalities can succeed as managers," I get all F, and it says "Don't use." Yeah, I think probably with those, yeah, a D is definitely better, and what you're going to find is, in most cases, for a channel your size and even my size, is those first three are going to be in the yellow maybe, and if you get into the like the orange or green, then you're doing really well. It's the relevancy one that you want to go for. But if they're all Fs, then that's sort of that's like scraping the bottom of the barrel sort of thing. So a D is a lot better than an F, and I think the reason why that might be an F is because that's quite a long title. What you want to do is try and pick out which part of that title is the going to be the searchable portion, or the keyword, you could say, or the key tag, or the key search term. So I think that's probably why. I can understand why it's giving you an F for that, because it is quite long. Can introverts lead? Because what if that's your search term, and then in your tags, and you're adding "can introverts lead," and then there might be something else before it or after it, so that search term is also part of the main search term, so that helps boost that relevancy rank, and then adding all the extra tags along with that as well. And you want to be trying to add tags that are actually being searched, have the green tick, and not have the grey cross. Yeah, I think it's too long tail, and that's why it's getting the F. Because I think that quiet personalities can succeed as managers is it's like the additional part. You have it as part of your title, but that's the additional part that's maybe more of the grabbing the attention part rather than the searchable part, even though it's probably a searchable topic. But you could also, I think, "Can Introverts Lead" could be, out of the two sections of the title, is probably definitely the better searchable term. Although you can test each one and just see which one works better, because sometimes you get surprised by what comes up. You go, "Oh, I thought someone would search for that," and you see nobody searching for that. It's like, okay, back to the drawing board. So at least you can see, you get some tactile feedback from the Morningfame tool right away as to, people aren't even searching for that, or there's nobody's on YouTube searching for that right now. So it's probably not going to help me. And you can go back to the drawing. You can go back and try different things. I sometimes jump back and forth between the pages because I get to step 2 or 3, and it's not really working out. Let's go try something else. And it actually gets you to have a bit more of a think about the topic and about subject. And because you know your video, then you tend to, and I'm still on the Chrome view, you tend to be able to think about things in different ways, and sometimes you just have to go through it a few times, and you go, "Oh yeah, I could say it this way," say it a completely different way, and you might find that that's what you might actually get a better result from, is by thinking differently, thinking how somebody else might think as well. So yeah, it's all about testing and jumping back and forth and testing stuff out, and seeing what the best result is for you. There's some feedback there. 30-day review says, yeah, so it's all grey. Yeah, so it goes, so it fades to grey instead of to black, because right on the edges it's black, I can see. So yeah, I think I was thinking along the right lines. Yeah, test it out, see how it looks, because in the end it's just experimentation, if I can get the word out. It's testing stuff out. See, sometimes you can look at something side by side and see which visually works better. Maybe get a second opinion in the Discord channel. Something like that, saying, here's my 2 things, which one looks better, and then you might find that a lot of people go the opposite to what you think, and so you go, okay, take that into consideration. But most times I think people, if you've got something side by side, you can usually tell which one works better for you. Red Rocket Resells is saying, feel free to share photos of you in the set with me for feedback. Okay, that was a part of a conversation. Trying to, I've just jumped in the midst of a conversation in chat. Lovely, lovely. Oh. Well, it's that time of the day. It's for me here with it's a half past midday, so it's getting into that lunchtime sort of vibe. So I still have my trusty water, but it's that time of day where I could be getting a little bit peckish. Well, I hope to see everybody over in the Nick Nimmon stream. I think that's the next big thing to come along. It's later today for me, but it's probably after most people in this stream has had a sleep, and it starts in I don't know, it's less than 12 hours. I start at 11 p.m. my time, so it's 9 a.m. Eastern, so or something like that. When did I start? I started at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Backgrounds and sets. Backgrounds and sets. That's an interesting topic. I know we've talked about that on the channel before, and I'm always considering what I can do to up my game. Oh, this is one thing I was going to do. Let's finish off the stream with this before we go. Let me get this set up. See if I can get this working. Okay, that should be working. All right, it's like we'll call this tour cam. Let's go to this shot here. All right, here we go. I've got a second camera brought in for this. This is next level stream. It's a two camera stream side by side. There's my stream deck, which I've got at the moment, which go in and do my sound effects that I've got programmed there. So that's it there, but I was gonna twirl around. Let's look at the set for a minute. What I can do is go to that cam only, and this is basically, I need to stay near my microphone, but basically my set is here. That's the main part of my set there. This is the bookcase. It's actually interesting thing. Let's go behind the scenes right now. It's actually sitting on top of a speaker that I don't use and a set of drawers, and it's just got a lot of some equipment and stuff sitting in the corner, bags and stuff, and a garbage bin. But you only see the top part, so we've got it lit. What I've got here, and I'm away from my microphone again. I've got to remember I need to keep my microphone close. So we've got some blue lights behind there. They're not as pronounced in this light because we've got daylight coming in. So it's quite bright, but there's a blue LED strip behind the bookcase there, or the cue case, and then I've also got some LED lights behind some of these objects, like here where I've got the wall backing. There's like a blue LED candle there, and there, which you can sort of see the candle behind there, just to add more lighting effect. And of course we've got our light boxes on top. Subscribe, like and share. And today's message is don't quit, and that can get changed out, but some of the ones I've got for it are a bit light and they get washed out, so we'll be working on that, see if I can get some new ones in the future. So yeah, so speaking of sets, that was my set. I thought opportunity for that is to here I am back over here. Try to hold this in an interesting spot because I've still got the phone probably. And there's my MacBook Air that's running everything, and Inception time, and that's the other monitor. So I've got two monitors set up, one on top of the other. That's the way to go. So that's the brief setup there. I thought I had this set up. I'll fire this up before we finish off the stream and do a bit of a mini tour. So this bookshelf is like, cost me about $35 from a local shop called Kmart that we got here. They have a pretty good homeware section. They've also got a like a bit of a mini IKEA section where all desks and bookshelves and chairs and stuff like all in flat packs you can build. So you pick them up, bring them home, put them together, and that's what I did with that. Roberto Blake just went live. Well, I'm interested in that, so I might hop off and watch that myself. That's late for him. He's a little bit later today. I thought he might still be on the road, possibly. Let me just get catched up with the chat here real quick before we all say goodbye to one another. This guy with the Stream Deck, nice. Yeah, so the Stream Deck here, let me go over to the Stream Deck for a second. So I've just moved it up on a really high angle now, so it's actually pointing right at me, so it's more like a board, so to speak. Now I've got my sound effect. This is my sound effect board. There's a slight delay on this video feed, a few seconds there. I'm not going to do a full house tour, but yeah. So basically, my Stream Deck's sort of half together. Like I'm not using it to switch scene. This is my scene switcher for OBS. I'm actually using it. I'm actually switching on the screen. Plus, I've changed everything on the screen anyway, so I need to redo all this. This is where I can, drop in things in the chat here. So this is my section where I can drop links in. So there's like a link to the tipping page for the link, and then I can also post. What haven't I posted today? I post my Spreadshirt link, even though I'm not really promoting that yet. I'm just doing this as a demonstration of anything else, and I posted the Morningfame and stuff earlier. And then there's, of course, there's the sound effects. And I saw someone, Cricket mentioned in Crickets. That's what I played. I think I played that, didn't I? And I got the sound effects. I just made little pictures so it was easy to pick them out. So like I got the Law and Order sound. So if we end up going to like a legal sort of thing, we can use that. If something's correct, we can go ring a bell, something like that. And sometimes I end with the TARDIS or John Cena. John Cena's a little bit loud and distorted. So anyway, let's get back to the main view real quick. But yeah, that's just a little bonus playing with the camera going on there today. So if I ever want to do a stream where I need to walk around, the only other thing I'd have to work out would be getting my audio, because the mic's fixed on the stand here, so I'd have to come up with another audio option. So if I went traipsing around my house with my camera, I could feed it straight into the stream, but I'd need to also maybe get my audio patched through as well. So all these technical things, always working stuff out, up the game a little bit more each time. So that's what we do. Rap's saying goodbye. We'll see you later. We'll see everyone later, actually, because we're going to finish up right now. Thank you for joining the stream today. Bearing with me as we had a bit of a look at the stuff with the Morningfame tool, looking at people's channels and maybe just highlighting some things, checking out some rankings. We looked at that one video of Pam and see if we could rework some of the metadata there to see if we could rank for a particular phrase. So it's interesting. And we'll keep plugging away and pushing towards that. And then if you have any suggestions of what we can do on the stream, make sure you get in contact with me either in the comments below after the stream has gone live for the replay, or you can actually get me through the email address that's on my About page. If you go down, show the email address, you can get me through that. That email address is for everything Doug Hewson YouTube. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for joining today, and that's I always never think that I'm going to go that long, but it seems that it takes time to look at people's channels when we get to that portion. Make sure you come back next time with your tech questions, because this is technically a tech channel. I know we talk a fair bit about YouTube as well, so I'm glad I could spend some time with you guys this week, and we'll probably catch up with some of you guys in the Nick Nimmin live stream overnight in the next 12 so hours. So if not, we'll catch you next time.